Hey everyone, Genevieve here to talk about our upcoming new moon in Cancer, and this is going to happen Wednesday morning, Eastern time, around 6:30 a.m. This is the new Cancer moon, and of course, the oil blend I have made for this occasion is called Flow, because of course, Cancer is a water sign, and is actually ruled by the moon. And so, as we know, we've talked about this before, but the moon rules all of the oceans, all of the water on this planet, and because we are two-thirds water ourselves, we are definitely ruled by the moon. And Cancer is the sign also of emotions and of the ultimate mother, right? So, and emotions are going to be highlighted during this Cancer season, but especially these 3 days surrounding this new moon. Now, I do want to mention, of course, the areas of the body associated, and this should make sense. But stomach, breast, uterus, and ovaries. So definitely, those of us who have those organs, just be extra, pay attention to them, be extra cautious of them at this time. Take care of yourself. All right. So the aspects of this reading, this chart, that we have only 4 signs in fire, only 1 in air, and 10 in earth, but 12 in water. So again, overrun, overruled by emotions. But looking at this chart, and as always, I do share both the impact chart and the actual chart of the new moon in the comments below my video. You will see there's really not a whole lot of horrible aspects with there's a couple of challenges. Capricorn, it looks like Capricorn, Aries, and Libra are going to have the most difficulty with this new moon phase. But as I go over all these different aspects, you're going to see it's not really that bad. There's a lot of good to work with here, okay? So first of all, let's get this out of the way. We just came off of the summer solstice, and boom, has summer hit, right? So anybody that works outside, anybody that is spending a lot of time in the heat, just stay hydrated, take care of yourself, get cool, get to a cool place. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're showing even the remotest signs of weakness, fatigue, heat exhaustion, or stroke, okay, take care of yourselves in this heat. Get in a body of water, right? Water, ocean, pool, whatever you can to stay cool. And if none of that works, air conditioning is your friend. All right, so with the sun and the moon in Cancer, home, family, and anything that that is highlighted with that, nurturing activities are highlighted, supportive relationships. So we also want to go inward and work with our own emotions at this time. Take care of ourselves while the nurturing Cancer moon is always taking care of others. Be sure to give that grace to yourself as well. And definitely just go with the flow of whatever's going to happen. It is too hot to fight, guys. It is too hot to, resist too much at this time. So just go with the flow. Try to keep everything easy and gentle as possible around you during these few days. Now the sun is sextile Mars in Virgo. This is going to give us all a feeling of confidence, focus, and clarity, purpose. But we need to center ourselves and to find it. All right. So again, go inward to find that. All right. It might take a few days, to do that, because we are going to be dealing with this undercurrent of emotion. But once you do that, you ground yourself, you find all of that within you, then you can give to others and inspire others with those actions. All right. There is a conjunction with Jupiter in Cancer. So this is going to lend to an optimistic, generous attitude and a growth mindset for everybody. So that's really good news. Now there is a square with Saturn in Aries, and this is just a bit of a challenge, though. It's a challenge. It could be a crisis of ego or self-worth for some people, but learning to trust your inner strength and know what you're capable of and you're worthy of is going to help you overcome that challenge, okay? So really, again, go inward, do the inner work during this Cancer new moon. There's also a square with Neptune in Aries. So we want to watch out for burnout from too much giving to others, giving of ourselves to others, and too much self-sacrifice. So this is a good time to reinforce those boundaries we've been talking about, and ground yourself to protect your energy and to gain clarity on your own life direction. All right. Really, if you have not been strong enough or have not been really firm in protecting your boundaries, this is the time to go back and rework that, and really just, and again, this is not a bad thing. Boundaries are not a bad thing at all. It's about self-protection and preservation so that you are your best self for yourself first, and then you can be your best self for others. So yeah, you definitely just, that burnout, like, take it easy, go with the flow again. Now with our moon in Cancer, we talked about that. Moon in Cancer, it's in its element right now. So that sextile with Mars and Virgo, this is going to highlight warm and respectful communication. A very gentle communication style, balancing our assertiveness and drive and ambition with kindness and cooperation and working with others toward a common goal. Okay, so all that is really good. Like, definitely, the gentleness of the Cancer energy is going to help facilitate that cooperative working with others and communicating. All right. We have a conjunction with Jupiter in Cancer. So this is going to add even more energy to that kind and generous vibe we got going on. There are some over-the-top ambitions, but we will have some support from others. And we're giving some positive support to others. And we all are going to kind of feel this desire to cheer on and uplift those around us, right? We're keeping it positive. We want to keep everyone moving in a positive direction. There is that square with Saturn and Aries, so this can bring a self-protective energy. And again, look at Cancer the crab, right? Very self-protective, or feeling the need to guard your emotions. Loneliness can sometimes be a byproduct of that if we can't find someone or a tribe, a small group of someone to trust enough to open up to. So we all want to, if you don't have that, really, I wish that for you, but focus on that. There is at least one or a handful of people that really, truly do have your back and want to be there for you, but you have to open up. You have to let those walls down a little bit, right? You want to build and strengthen those safe connections that you have find, and the ones who have not felt safe or have felt unsure or unsteady or confusing, let them go. They're not really supporting you anymore at this time, right? There might be a bit of grief in that, and that's okay. That's where those emotions play in. But if it's not working, it's just not working, right? Don't try to force it. Cancer, the crab, doesn't force anything. It goes with the flow. Definitely integrity and devotion, whether that is to people or to your ideals or to your passion projects or to your career, that's highlighted at this time. There is that square with Neptune and Aries. So again, we're going to watch out for blurring our emotional boundaries and getting caught up in other people's drama, other people's emotional messes, right? That's not ours. And even if we care about those people, those are people that we really have a deep bond with. You have to, again, protect, reinforce those boundaries. Their stuff is not your stuff. You don't have to carry it. You can offer advice, you can offer support, but know when to separate yourself from other people's stuff, okay? And again, guard yourself against those overwhelming emotions at this time. Now, Mercury, our communication planet, is in Cancer. This is highlighting, again, that heart-based and intuitive communication style, a very vivid imagination, excellent writing, nurturing, and supportive careers are highlighted. We do want to watch out, and some of us have this tendency more than others, but this could be a possibility during this moon phase to hold on to negative experiences, negative emotions, negative discourse, and it might take us a little bit longer than usual to process all of those, but take the time to do it and then let it go, okay? Now, there's a trine with Saturn and Aries between Mercury and Cancer. Well, this is going to help offset some of those difficult emotions because it's going to provide us with some clear thinking, and we process through routine and methodical approach to our daily tasks. All right, grounded and orderly approach. And that is going to help us deal with some more of those difficult, challenging emotions, conversations, things that we need to process, right? Okay, there's also a sextile with Uranus and Taurus. So this is going to lend to quick and inventive thinking and an exchange of ideas, engaging in somewhat intense debate and discussion, but that's going to feel good. It's not going to feel like an attack at this time, which is something that we all really need, right? We need to be able to verbally communicate as intense and as passionate as we are about things without either going on the attack or feeling as if we are being attacked. Just open up, that heartfelt listening style, communication style. So there's also a trine with Neptune and Aries. So again, this is going to add to that imagination, that artistic and poetic spiritual skill set, and expression. We do want to guard against overlooking facts and practical matters, though, in pursuit of all of that artistic poetry, flowery spirituality stuff. All right, like find that balance. So there's an opposition with Mercury and Cancer to Pluto and Aquarius, and this is probably the biggest challenge of this this new moon cycle. Is that, but it's a challenge, but this is one actually that can be easily overcome with all the other aspects in this chart. So there's an intuitive energy and ability to read between the lines and pick up subtleties that others don't have, right? There's a lot of us are going to feel that at this time, but you want to guard against reading too much into that and then calling it to light. Maybe things are meant to be left under the currents. Like, if you know, you know, but you don't necessarily need it to share it with the world at this time. You also want to guard against being too forceful or intense in your communication style at this time. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, even though it's scary. And again, we're circling back. Find your tribe for your emotional safety. That is your safe space to let that out, to vent, to express. Not everybody needs to know about it. Not everybody needs to hear about it, okay? And certainly don't, at this time, really. Some of us have a tendency, and it could very well come from a place of care and genuine wanting to help, but don't call out other people's problems unless they're ready to discuss it, okay? Now, Venus is in Taurus. There's really no aspects to Venus in Taurus at this time, except there is a sextile to the node. And we talked about this because Venus was in Taurus for our previous full moon. This is lending to a grounded, sensual, physical, tactile expression of love and care at this time. Again, home, nurture, food, it's just soft, cozy, wonderful, sensual things at this time. Smells, all of it. Now Mars is in Virgo. We talked about that. Mars in Virgo gives an order, precision, and to the methodical way of doing things, and constantly expecting improvement. So with this energy, we all need to learn to be patient with ourselves, especially Mars in Virgo is much more critical of themselves than any others, but still it's projected onto everyone else around them. There's no such thing as perfection. Just remind yourself there's no such thing as perfection, and we need to all learn to find the beauty in the imperfection, in the delicate, in the fragile, in the unfinished, in the potential, all right? And basically it's just, another reminder to just give yourself some grace, give others grace, okay? Now there is a sextile with Jupiter in Cancer. So this is going to add to some energy and enthusiasm. It highlights sports, travel, and learning careers. And there's a contagious lust for challenge, for life. enthusiasm that this energy brings. So even though we might be going through and processing these emotions and going inward, there is also that extra burst of enthusiasm that's contagious. It's going to catch on. Just, share a little bit of it and watch it grow. There is a square with Uranus and Taurus. Now, this is a bit of a challenge in this chart as well. This is going to lead to a restless and rebellious energy. Again, that Uranus and Taurus. Struggle against routine and restriction. A little bit of erratic and unpredictable behavior. But you want to find a healthy outlet for all that. Passion. For the best progressive results, find the outlet. If you're feeling erratic, if you're feeling you don't know what to start a new project or finish an old one, right? Or just write it all down until you're feeling less scattered. Now, Jupiter is in Cancer, so this is definitely attention and care is what is going to help what is important thrive in our life, right? Like, we can't just wish for it to happen. We actually have to put the time, the attention into care to making it happen, whether it's a plant growing, whether it is a meal, whether it is a relationship, whether it is a project, right? It's not just going to happen by dreaming about it. Also, caution, stop people pleasing. Stop it. And this was highlighted earlier in the chart, in the reading, but check yourself. Are you overly mothering to others? If you are, and be honest with yourself, you don't have to admit it. You don't have to tell anybody else about it. Is it because of you're trying to make up for what you lacked as a child, whether it was your own family unit, a mother figure, or whatever? Pause. Stop. You don't have to do that anymore. It's a very understandable thing to do. But again, remember, circle back, care for yourself first before you care for others. All right, so there is a square with Saturn and Taurus. So this is a struggle with a balance between a desire for growth and playing it safe. So we want to find our wisdom. There is wisdom in navigating that balance between caution and thoughtful decision making. Find middle grounds, right? So yes, we want growth, but we want to do it wisely. We want to do it cautiously. We want to do it thoughtfully. All right. And there's also a square with Neptune and Aries with Jupiter and Cancer. And we really need to get clear about our goals, our dreams, and our idealistic, what we want versus the reality of what is possible. This is time to be honest with yourself about how to turn your dreams into reality. We all would love to hit the lottery. We would all love to get bequeathed some great inheritance from a long lost relative we don't even know exists. Most of us are not that lucky, right? So we actually have to put our goals to work and to practice to make our dreams reality. All right. Yeah. So Saturn is in Aries. So we might find it challenging at this time to be assertive and distinguish our own opinions from others' opinions. So stop suppressing your own energy and waiting for permission from others, from the universe, from the day, from your boss, from whatever, to be yourself and to be truly present. There is no time like the present. You are your own unique you. Nobody else can be that. Nobody else can give you permission. Take it. It's yours. Now there is a trine to Uranus, a sextile to Uranus and Taurus. So this is going to lend to a steady and grounded approach to those progressive goals, right? We are working towards progress, but we need to be steady and grounded. Structure, maturity, to our creative and our artistic pursuits at this time. Like, do it, but also do it from a vantage point of stability and maturity and wisdom. There is a conjunction with Neptune and Aries. So again, we want to reinforce those healthy boundaries, and consistency is what is going to bring our dreams and visions to fruition. Neptune or Saturn, again, this depends on your own personal chart. And if you don't know, contact me. I'll help you find out which one is more prominent in your chart, Neptune or Saturn. So if it's Neptune, it's going to be your imagination and vision that's going to be more prominent. If it's Saturn, it's going to be more practical and materialistic, right? But find that balance again. you use those healthy boundaries to find that balance, and you can get the best of both worlds. You truly can. You just need to go about it the right way. Sextile with Pluto and Aquarius. So this highlights our inner drive, our inner ambition, and our purpose. So this is ethical and responsible leadership is highlighted. Long-term spiritual and material growth. It's not going to come quickly. But again, this is just going back to the ethics, our inner drive, our inner ambition, our inner purpose, right? So Uranus is in Taurus, and we've talked about that. Uranus has been in Taurus for a long time, will be for a long time. But honestly, finally, there is a good aspect here, right? And this is not going to feel so disrupted. This is like two of the best aspects in this chart right here is our sextile with Neptune and Aries, which is going to give a calming, it's bringing a calming force to that disruptive force of Uranus and Taurus, and gentle transformation through intuition, imagination, and spiritual, meaningful experiences and connection. All right. And also there is a trine with Pluto and Aquarius. So this is bold, transformative thought and action, but it is supported through motivating others to change the world with a grounded and wise approach. Okay. Finally, like disruption change is not bad as long as we go about it the right way, guys. Like we have to upset the apple cart sometimes, but we don't have to throw the whole world in a panic to get it done. Right. And then Neptune is in Aries is, also sextile Pluto and Aquarius. This is also highlighting serving others by embracing change and our determination to heal global societal wounds. Focus and contribute what you want more of, right? Whatever you focus on grows. If you don't want it, don't focus on it, because you're going to focus on it, it's going to grow. If you want more peace, if you want more cooperation, if you want more brotherly love, if you want more fairness, justice, focus on that and work towards it. Don't focus on what you don't want, because whatever you focus on is what you manifest. And then lastly, of course, Pluto is out there in Aquarius doing his thing. So that's what I got this time, guys. Again, it's going to be emotional. It's not going to be as challenging as previous new moons and Cancers. There are a lot of challenges there. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. We all know what's going on in the world right now. And of course, our thoughts and our prayers are for a safe, quick resolution to this global unrest. Stay cool. Get your hands on my Cancer New Moon Blend Flow. Charge your crystals under the new moon. No, I'm sorry. No, well, you can if you want to, but at least sage your home. Get rid of all that negative, unwanted, stale energy. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Until next time, guys.